Hi guys, so today we're going to continue on with making our program for our identification or classification program. So what we did last week in class was we were drawing on paper and we were making a flowchart similar to this. But you had to pick something by yourself. So a lot of people were doing solar systems or dinosaurs or fish, trees, mountains, anything that was, I think we said anything that was science and nature together. We didn't want like airplanes and cars or footballers. You could argue they're all science, but we were more looking at natural science and identifying things in nature. Okay, so how did it work? We asked a question, and the question answer was always yes or no. So, does it have a backbone? Yes. Does it have fur? No. Does it have feathers? Yes. Ah, it's a bird. So hopefully you have made this already for your system. What we're going to do today is try and program something like that. So I'm going to make a new thing here. Boom. Okay, so now you've got to work with your flowchart. The idea in doing the flowchart was so that we could plan out what was going on. It's much easier if you have a plan. So let's start. So with this one, I'm going to start by asking the question. I'm going to say answer equals input, and whatever question you put there, we can put into it. So, does it have a back? And then we're going to use our conditionals, which was if. So we want to check the answer. So if the answer is equal to yes. Now I'm going to do all this lowercase because uppercase and lowercase is not the same thing when you're programming, so you got to be careful. If it says yes, what am I going to ask? Okay, so I'm going to ask another question. So if it's yes, I'm going to ask answer equals input. Lost my key. Does it have fur? Now, if they say no, well, basically if they say anything but yes, but if they say no, we can use else. So, no, we're going to ask, does it have legs? So, answer equals input. Does it have legs? Okay, now this is the part where a few people started to get confused. And mainly it was due to this spacing at the side. So we call this spacing at the side indentation. And we use the tab key on the left-hand side rather than the space key. So this is not the same as this. Okay, so by giving it a tab, it means it's inside of the if. It will only happen if yes. This will only happen if no or something else. If I were to put something else here, like print on a no, that would print only if the answer was not yes. So it would print, does it have legs? And then it would print, oh, I know. Not sure what that entirely means. However, if I put this here, that would be a different effect. That would happen after either of these had finished. So if I said yes, and answer does it input does it have fur, it would then jump down to here instead. Okay, so the spacing is really important in Python. Anyway, let's continue on. So, does it have fur? Well, if they say yes, well, we get our first answer. Fantastic. Answer, oh, if answer, sorry. If answer equals yes, boom, then I can print it's a mammal. Now, someone was arguing in class the other day about does it have fur and humans don't have fur? Are we mammals? I guess it means hair. I don't know. Anyway, something to think about. Now, notice the spacing. So this if only happens inside that other if. Else, well, what's the next one down? So else is our no in this case. Does it have feathers? And again, notice the space from the side. does it have feathers? Boom, boom. Okay. And again, if answer equals yes, we're going to print it's it's a bird. Now again, we get more questions and more questions. So the next question would be, can it live underwater? And then can it breathe on land? We could keep going. Can answer equals input. Can it live underwater? Now I could keep doing that for a long time, but hopefully you've got the idea on this side. What about the other side? Does it have a backbone? If it says no, we say, does it have legs? And we're going to do the same thing again. Answer, if answer equals yes. Well, what else could we do? So, does it have a backbone? Does it have a backbone? No. Does it have legs? Yes. Then we're going to ask, does it have 6 legs? Or does it have a segmented body? Answer equals input does it have 6 legs? Okay, so does it have 6 legs or less? Sorry, did I miss? Does it have legs? Oh, it does have legs. Does it have 6 legs? If they say yes, if answer equals yes, then I'm going to say that it is an insect. Okay, so again, this is for you to try and do with your thing. So let's save it and run it. Let me clear that other stuff that's there from before. It's from another class. Does it have a backbone? Yes. Does it have fur? Yes. It's a mammal. What if I was to run it again? Does it have a backbone? Yes. Does it have fur? No. Does it have feathers? Yes. It's a bird. Yay, success. So that's pretty good. If you can get that far with all of your 7 possible outcomes and no random dead ends, even if you have to put I don't know in some of them, that doesn't count as one of your 7 though. But if you have to finish it by saying, oh, I'm sorry, I don't know, that's okay. One thing to notice, like we were saying before though, is that does it have a backbone? Yes is not the same as lowercase yes. Okay, so when I've said yes here, it's taken it to mean no. Because it's not yes. So what could I do to fix that? I could add in something here that does dot lower bracket bracket. And that will change whatever they input into lowercase. So if they type capital yes or they type small yes, it's not going to make a difference. And I could put that onto all of my inputs. That was going crazy. Okay, so hopefully that's enough for you guys to get started on. If you're looking for things to extend onto it, you could try and make it, you could try and have a loop so that if they enter anything that isn't yes or no, it's going to keep asking them. That'd be quite tricky, but something to extend it to if you're looking for a real challenge. But hopefully that's enough to keep you going while I'm not there. Thanks very much. See you later. Whoops.